Hello again. As I was just saying, I have not been able to repeat that particular feat of 20 times in 30 minutes. I think I've tried. I seem to think I would have tried it because being the way I am, I would have tried to see, well, maybe can I capture the old glory or not, but no. And why I say hello again, why it faded out, because again, apparently this camera that I've got is just a Sony 5.1 megapixels, what is it, optical zoom, 3 times optical zoom cybershot, Sony cybershot. I should have just said that, huh? Anyway, apparently I can't go longer than for 6 or 7 minutes, and I'm mouthy, obviously, and so I didn't think about it, and I'm not that succinct when I'm speaking out loud, so anyway, so there we go. As I was saying at the end to Kinda Geek's second question, how many orgasms is in a typical session? To reiterate, usually 2 to 4 solo, more if I'm playing with D or if somebody else. Okay, now, the next questioner is Roxy. Hi, Sugar. I know how much you like me saying that. She asked, do you have any fantasies that you are ashamed of? Had to think about this one, and I have to say that I've never had any fantasies, or well, maybe I did before I realized it was okay to fantasize about them. I was ashamed of certain things, but now I can't say I really am. There have been a couple things that made me uncomfortable. Well, actually, it was just one thing, and I mentioned it in a rant, I think, when things that I'm not into, and one of the things was animals. And I remember I read somebody's account of having cunnilingus performed on her by a dog, a male dog, I think it was. And I did become somewhat aroused. It took me a long time to even, admit that to myself, let alone to, I think I admitted to it in that particular post, because I'm not into it. I'm really not. I have no interest in fucking dogs. Like I said in that post, I don't think I'd associate with you if you fucked animals. But admittedly, it did turn me on to at some point. But I don't know. For me, I've realized, and I understand now as an adult, fantasies are just that. Even if I know some people might jump all over me, even if you fantasize about incest, pedophilia, it's fine. Not in the sense that, hey, it's great that you do that, but it's just your thoughts. It's just a fantasy, You're not harming anybody by thinking it. It may not be appropriate, but we all think inappropriate things. It may not be incest or pedophilia or fucking animals, It could be, we think about robbing a liquor store or, killing somebody. None of it's appropriate. But as long as you're doing it in your head and not actually doing it, it's cool. So, since I realize, I understand that, fantasies are okay, I have no problems with them. I don't become ashamed of them. I might kind of, not really want to admit to it to myself or perhaps to D or anybody else, but I think that's just a common reaction initially. Even no matter how understanding you are and you realize that fantasies aren't just fantasies, there's still a moment you're like, really? Did I just get off to that? Many a comedian has made a joke about coming at a wrong moment in a porno. I think it was something like coming when looking at a guy, does that make me gay? Of course, it's all good fun, but no, I can't really say there's any fantasies that I'm ashamed of. Somebody might be calling bullshit and be like, you already said you won't admit it to yourself, so there's something. But really, there's not. If there is, I'll say, hey, this kind of makes me uncomfortable. But no, sorry. No fantasies that make me ashamed. I guess it's common, and it does happen that a lot of people have fantasies that they're ashamed of. Of course, I wasn't, a lot of people from that were raised with, the whole sex is dirty or fantasies bad, what have you. I wasn't raised with that. I wasn't raised in a sex-positive family either. I kind of raised my own self intellectually, and never had ideas or anything really shoved down my throat or beliefs, and, sex was considered dirty, so maybe that's how I'm able to, move on with that. Wasn't raised Catholic to feel guilty, no. That's where a lot of people's shame come from. Those who are raised Catholic and kind of, you know what, I don't really believe it anymore, but they still hold on to that guilt. And I know I'm babbling again, but I figure you guys won't give a shit. And if you do, well, fuck you. No. But, so yeah, thank you, Kenna Geek, and thank you, Roxy. I appreciate the questions. Hopefully this is just the beginning, the very first one in the series. That there will be more. I hope you all do. Just leave comments in any of the posts. You don't have to do it in that specific post about it. Just let me know that's what it's for. You can email me at thestrangestcandy@gmail.com. If you follow me on Twitter, you can send me a direct message. Or if you don't care if anybody knows about your question before I do this thing, you can just at me a question. And I will do my best to answer it. So, alright, this concludes my babbling first video Q&A.